Another powerful moment last night was when you talked about those Planned Parenthood tapes. But analysts who've watched all 12 plus hours say the scene you described, that harrowing scene you described, actually isn't in those tapes. Did you misspeak?
No, I didn't misspeak, and I don't know who you're speaking about in terms of watching the tapes, but I have seen those images. I don't know whether you've watched the tapes, George. Most people haven't. Certainly none of the Democrats who are still defending Planned Parenthood have watched those tapes. This kind of butchery erodes the character of our nation.
Well, Sarah Kliff, actually, in writing in Vox, watched all 12 hours, and she concluded either Fiorina hasn't watched the Planned Parenthood videos or she is knowingly misrepresenting the footage.
Kind of rate-limiting step of the procedure is calvarium. Calvarium, the head is basically the biggest part. Most of the other stuff can come out intact.
Right.
It's very rare to have a patient that doesn't have enough dilation to evacuate all the other parts.
To bring the body cavity out,
Exactly.
and all that.
And with the calvarium, in general, some people will actually try to change the presentation so that it's not a vertex. Because when it's a vertex presentation, you never have enough dilation at the beginning of the case unless you have a real huge amount of dilation to deliver an intact calvarium.
Right.
So if you do it starting from the breech presentation, there's dilation that happens as the case goes on, and often the last you can evacuate an intact calvarium at the end. So I mean, there are certainly steps that can be taken.
So they can convert to breech, for example, at the start of the...
Exactly. They under ultrasound guidance, they can just change the presentation.
Okay.
Sarah Kliff, actually, in writing in Vox, watched all 12 hours, and she concluded either Fiorina hasn't watched the Planned Parenthood videos or she is knowingly misrepresenting the footage, because what she says happens in the Planned Parenthood videos simply does not exist.
Well, you know, there's a lot of commentary about these tapes being doctored. In fact, that's what the mainstream media keeps talking about, is the tapes and their origin. Rest assured, I have seen the images that I talked about last night.